Hey, welcome back everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a quick oil change on my C5 2003. So let's get to work. As you can see, I have the car on my new quick jacks. And basically, simply we're just going to go under and take care of that. The bolt you see right there, I will show it to you when I get closer, and the oil filter, and then we pour oil on top of it. Let's do this. As you can see, we need to unscrew this and also change that, and that's pretty much it. That's all we're gonna do today, so let's do it. All right, as you can see, make sure your oil is clean, which it is. Turn the car on. The oil is hot, but turn the car on for 5 minutes before you drain it, so it comes out much quicker and faster. You're gonna let this drain for a few minutes and then come back and take care of the rest. All right, as you can see, it's time to close the bolt. When you see it's dripping, it's pretty much done. Next is close the bolt and remove the oil filter. I haven't done that yet, which is right there. But while I was down here waiting for the oil to drain, I was just checking out a few things with the air situation in the C5 Corvette, which everybody's complaining about. Make sure you have your radiator is clean. I will put a link in the description below from another video that I took. And a lot of cars, a lot of C5s don't have this bottom panel under the car right in front of the radiator. You see with two springs, and this flaps kind of, to vent the air when you go fast. This thing moves. So this is definitely needed. If you go under your car and you don't have this and you're having overheating issues, you need to have this piece. And of course, while I was down here, I made sure I cleaned my radiator, so make sure there are no debris, no leaves, no nothing, because this thing sucks everything up there. Especially if you around the springtime when there are a lot of leaves out there, trust me, it will be very dirty, very clogged up, and that could definitely overheat your car. So just make sure you have it all nice and clean. Anyhow, back to oil change. Let's get that filter out. If I can roll myself under the car, that would be great. Let's tackle that one. All right, oil filter is out. New one is going back in. I purchased AC Delco oil filter. Make sure you lubricate the rubber back here. And simply spin it in here. Clean it up. Make sure it's all nice and clean. And that's pretty much it. So we're gonna put the camera down, lubricate the rubber seal right there, lubricate it a little bit, put it back in there, and close it all up. And make sure you put enough oil back in there, which I will show you with the dipstick. Be right back. Just in case you need to know the part number for this oil filter. Again, not a big deal. I don't buy expensive oil filters because I constantly change oils. My regular change oil is like every couple of 2,000 to 3,000 miles. Even if I don't drive these cars for a long time, I still change the oil every year. So anyhow, there it is. I wouldn't spend more than $10. on an oil filter. 10 is even too much. Maybe if you can get them from Walmart for $5 or $6, that's pretty much good enough. Don't go too crazy. Again, if you're daily driving these cars, you know, it's just even better. Drive them and regularly change the oil and the oil filter every 3,000 miles. 2,500 miles is perfect. As long as you change it, you don't have to spend too much money getting a fancy oil filter. Anyhow, we're done here at the bottom. I'm gonna bring the car down and put oil on top and measure and see how much we have to put in there. Let's do this. All right, it's time to put oil in here. As you can see on the cap says Mobil 1. Make sure you put the same brand model. I put 5W30. So again, don't go with these bullshit advertisements they put on their oil. Try to change it every 3 to maybe 5,000 miles, but I would usually recommend 3,000 miles. So 5.7 liter engine obviously needs a lot of oil. 4.73 liters, so we're gonna do probably 1.5, but we have a dipstick, so we're gonna check with the dipstick and see how much oil do we need. All right, I took the dipstick out. Basically, you want to put to the second hole. When we do a check, we want to make sure you have oil up to here on that second hole. Don't put more, don't put less. All right, let's do this. All right, let's just check. I'm curious to see where we're standing on with one full 5-gallon. Really barely on, there we are. I'll clean it. So we are barely we passed the first, we passed the first hole, as you can see. Just have to add a little bit more. Also, you're gonna give it a few seconds or minutes for the oil to settle. Sorry if I'm not focusing on in front of the camera lens, but trying to show you guys. Anyway, the first hole is filled. Let's try it again. Yeah, we're like right in the middle, past the first hole, but not halfway towards the second one. So just gonna add a little bit more and see what happens. Don't put more. You just want to kind of slowly add a little bit more and check. All right, so technically this engine takes for about 6.5 quarts of oil. We already did almost 5, so we're gonna do 1.5 more. So let's test. Okay. A little bit more because the second hole is not full yet. Let's double check again. Oops, a little bit more. You're pretty much getting the idea as far as what to do. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more, check, make sure the second hole is full, and we're good to go.